Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome to today's episode of Top Deck, my friends. We are covering a 4-color Doom deck, my friends, by Andrea Minucci. Congratulations, Andrea. I love the deck. We certainly made an impact here in the meta. I talked about that actually yesterday. You guys can go ahead and check that out for the best of 3. And I believe this was the start of that, my friends. So what we got going on here is that 4-color Doom. This is today's top deck coming out of the Kaldheim League weekend. So it's actually about 2 weeks ago now. But now we're seeing some of the ramifications of this. I've called for some of these Doom decks. This is the one that's increasing in popularity as well as the share of the meta. Thought this would be the great one for us to cover here today. So I appreciate you tuning in, Planeswalkers. Absolutely navigate down below to the timestamps if you're looking for something special. We are going to cover the deck list and the strategy. We'll talk about best of 3 sideboarding. We'll go into some competitive Magic here today. I believe I'm top 1500 in both best of 1 and best of 3. And then additionally, we'll talk about where this may fit in the meta, my friends. So if you do happen to have questions or comments throughout the video, please let me know down below. Absolutely feel free to hop in the Discord server as well. Other great ways to support the channel down below in the details. And flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video, my friends. So let's go ahead and dive into it here today. 4-color Doom deck. This is traditionally a late game kind of style deck. We don't get going until turn 2 here. Obviously you can see that, and it's all about tying things down or finding the draws or building the board state. So that's really what's happening in that early game there. Similar here. We ultimately try and trade 1 for 1, or we can go dig, or we can put creatures, gain life, and then at that 2 slot we're taking things out. We have some late game mobility here with Dance the Mance with the ability to pull everything back, and then additionally we can build off in more of the mid-range game with Archon of Sun's Grace. We have Extinction Event to give us board state back, Doom Foretold to lock our opponents in. This is the key part of this deck, where at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they're going to sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. If they can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life. We draw a card, we gain 2 life, and we create that 2/2 lovely night token there. So very, very important there, my friends. Additionally, we got Binding the Old Gods, and then we got everyone's favorite Yorion to blink things in. So lots of lands because we are running an 80-card deck. We'll take a quick peek there. This one's got 33, so keep those things in mind, my friends. Now, a couple callouts here. I wouldn't mind throwing in like a castle or 2 there for some land play, just again personal style there. So those are some things that you could consider, and additionally you could also consider maybe some other modal lands too if you need it as well. So those are all good things to keep in mind there. And I could also see an opportunity with Fabled, Banish into Fable here as well. So we'll see how this meta evolves, because this could be pretty interesting, and that's a great idea there right there. So that is the main board, my friends. That is the objective of this deck. It's really a late game deck. You're locking your opponents in with Doom Foretold. We got lots of trades. We got many for trades. We got draws. We can go pull sideboard. Lots of things there going on with this deck. So now we're going to navigate over to the sideboard here for our best of 3 match. We're going to talk about in terms of aggro, mid-range, and late game. So quickly here, we can see all these wonderful things that we have going on here, mostly 2-drop slot draws and the works, and then also things to pull back there. So what you're going to be looking for here against the aggro decks, these are primarily things like mono red, mono white aggro, also Boros, some of the Naya aggro decks in there as well. And what you're going to need to do is really continue to put pressure on them, take them off the board. We'll flip things in like Glass Casket. You're also going to flip things in like Eliminate. I don't mind going to a Treacherous Blessing in this situation, but again, that's a personal playstyle or preference. So that's kind of where I would look, and then I would consider moving things out like Negates. You're not going to get as much value there. Just keep those creatures off the board, and we should be good. And then the rest of it's actually pretty stable for the most part. So those are some considerations there for the aggro. And then as we move into the mid-range, we got things like Gruul aggro, which is certainly making a comeback. We also talked about that this week in the weekly meta, so you guys can check that out, like I said. Additionally, we got some of the different Naya flavors. There are like 4 of them. Fury, Adventures, Toski, when you name it, you got it there. Additionally, now we begin to see other things like some of the Selesnya stuff that I've done, and also recently for St. Pat's, we ran a mono green food deck, so keep an eye on that one too. I think that's going to make a difference potentially, so you guys can check that out. And then as we move away from some of those aggro, or not aggro based, mid-range creature based decks, we begin to still kind of see the Jund Sack, the Rakdos Sack. I've been getting a lot of questions about Rakdos Sacrifice again. And then we have that traditional Rakdos mid-range, other mid-range decks that may leverage the graveyard, or other things that may be more spell oriented, kind of like those Is It Tempo decks, which are starting to kind of come back. So definitely things to keep an eye on. We'll stay the same on the creature-based decks. If we move into more of the spell-based stuff, we're certainly going to want to consider Duress. You may want to consider some of the other counter spells here, maybe a Dance the Manse, and then also start to keep an eye on Cling to Dust for getting stuff out of the graveyard. And if you happen to play Rogues as well, which is also making a big comeback, we talked about that, make sure you flip in things like Cling to Dust. Duress is going to help you, Glass Casket, some of these other counterspell magics as well, and then Dance the Manse, obviously, there too. So what we would look to cut in both situations, if they're more, again, non-creature based, you're going to flip in the Eliminates. If you're talking about the Rogues or even some of the cycle decks at times, because we will pull some of those counter spells in there as well, you may want to consider flipping out potentially some of the stuff at the higher end here. I would maybe keep one Raven's Warning. You could consider flipping out a Treacherous Blessing, even Binding the Old Gods, and just really focus on locking them in. Or that Extinction event isn't a bad one that you can pull out and get out as well. You just got to keep making sure that you're getting those kill spells in or counter spells, and you'll be okay there too. So then we'll move into the late game. We bridge that with the Ultimatum decks. These are kind of the Teamer and the Sultai Ultimatum, and then we move into decks like this that are more late game based, control based, and then we may hit something like the Fabled deck that we've recently done as well. So all good things to consider there, my friends. And then what we do is we're going to be more focused on counter magic. Pulling back from the graveyard, potentially Treacherous Blessing. You're going to drop some of the direct kill spells, and it is going to be more that traditional counter magic. So just keep those things in mind, and that's really what you're going to focus on there, my friends. So that is what we have in terms of sideboarding for aggro, mid-range, and late game. We walked through the deck objective and strategy. So now, my friends, we're going to go ahead and hop into some competitive play today. Again, this is Andrea Minucci's deck from the Kaldheim League Weekend Pro League games. Let's go ahead here. I am at top 1300. So like I said, we'll play in the top 1500. I love playing this stuff live for you guys. I've been playing the mono white aggro deck in traditional standard rank, actually this time in our lovely Twitch. This is the one that I covered most recently, the food deck, like I said, prior to the meta weekly series that I do. So here, let's go ahead. We're going to hop into this deck. Certainly lovely decks that we've covered, you guys. You guys can check those out. So let's drill into it here, play some competitive best of one. We'll see how this holds up in a still fairly aggro dominated meta here for best of one. Certainly, I've been saying, you know, these things could be ripe. Going to take a little bit of setup, but we'll see how Aaron does here against us today, my friends. So this is a really nice setup for us here. We got 2 kill spells. We have a late game deck though. That's slightly a problem. I'm going to keep this though because we can go dig. So I am okay with that. I think the right play here is actually going to be this first. Almost flipped on us there. So we'll see what we hit. So we have a Sultai Ultimatum deck, so we're going to play this, and we can go look right away. So no need to really let them get things set up here. I'm okay with that, because we're going to want both those. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can draw 3. So we'll be at 8. I think we wait. We'll go from there. I'm actually going to counter that. So we still have a decent amount of counter here, so we just got to keep that in mind. So if we can dig our way out, they might counter this though. Jawari does it. There they go. So we got a few dead cards. Well, potentially dead cards. So we'll see. And certainly seen a lot more Sultai Ultimatum here. Particularly even in best of 1, certainly in best of 3. We are just not sitting well here, which is fine. They're going to miss everything. So eliminate is now good in our book. We are going to go crack that. Grab that green. I'm doing this to thin my deck, by the way. Even though eliminate was the only thing that it was going to hit, so. There we go. So now we can flip in this guy. And we can do this. Oh, and then we can decide if we want to blink something too. So we'll do that. They can blink their Omen. We can kill it with the Heartless Axe, the Yorion. Ultimatum's close. They're really gonna dig. We can certainly let them look. Hopefully we can find a nice counterspell here. So we'll see. That does not help us. That helps us. We're gonna do this as well. Let's do that. We need that white. We can get Arcanon. Get some value here. So here comes the Ultimatum. Not the counter spells that we needed. So let's see what they pull. Most of the stuff that hits the board I can take out hopefully here. So, do we give him a Kraken? I don't think so. So, we'll give him Valky. And we'll give him an extra turn. Which is unfortunate. You can either remove my Yorion. Yeah. Ooh, double Yorion. So they must have a counterspell still in, huh? I don't know. Maybe they'll play Yorion. There you go. Oh. So we'll do this.
My job here is done.
That is very unfortunate, because I can still play the other Yorion. Oh. And they can just keep getting value. We didn't get anything to lock him in. Oh, that's okay. We're gonna go grab our next triome here. We'll take that off the board. Boom. Do we let him thin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $57. I think we let it resolve. There we go. That we're not letting hit. That is not hitting, my friends. Absolutely not. Let's grab another one of these. I know they're going to get Ultimatum off here probably. So we're just going to have to live with it. And we'll go from there. Oof, maybe not. We're okay. Here's where I was just gonna say a dance with the Mance is gonna wreck it for us. What do we need? 6. So let's go 8. Pay 6. If we get countered here, Jawari might do it. Oh, there we go. We're gonna get a lot of deck thinning here too. huge play for us. We're going to keep that if we need to cycle it. Ultimatum here is going to hurt us real bad, though. They're going to play something. There you go. Ooh, what do we play? All right, so here we go. Odd. We'll wait. Hopefully get some life back. There we go. Cycle. We'll play this because I want to see their hand. Now, they could drop a big shark. Good thing we have Eliminate still. All right. Oh, only we can get a Doom, my friends. And a counterspell. That is so unfortunate. So unfortunate. We'll take that one off first. I will take that for sure. That's gone. I don't have any counter spells, so we are absolutely going to play that. If they top deck their way out of here, it's going to be sad. Finn's good. Finn's very good. We'll have to look. Oh, please don't hit an ultimatum here. Bummer. Ooh. I will certainly take that. So much deck thin, you guys. Huh? There we go. It's nice on the flyers, but I still need, let's see, I still have one direct counter or a pullback. Oh, do I do it? I think we do. Ooh. Oh boy, here it comes. Let's look here. We can pull that. There we go. Boom. Locked them in. Locked it in. Good win for us, my friends. 1147. Huge, huge, huge best of one match. Super long. Super, super long. We might end up just playing best of one today. We'll see. I'll go ahead and play one more best of one here, and we'll see if we hit something a little bit quicker. Whew, that was quite a match. Phil says top 1200s here. All right, I can take this. We're on the play. I like it. We'll keep it. Like everything we got going on with this. As long as it's not trickery deck. We'll see. I haven't seen one of those in the top 1500 yet, though. Not super worried about that yet. Turn 2 into Robert would be pretty bad. I think we go blue. All right, we'll see what they do here. We need a land, you guys, too. 2 burns on this would not be fun. Ooh. I'm okay with that. I would say it's worth pulling Yorion there, but I need a land. Oh, shoot. I need that land drop hurt me really bad. If I don't get a land here, there we go. All right. Now we're going this. And we're doing this. Now, eliminate Hits Haven. So we have to keep that in mind. There we go. Let's grab this guy. Grab that. We'll go pump. What do we want to grab? Should we grab another blue? Let's grab a black. Let's grab a blue. We have there. We can dance with the man soon too. We gotta get that Faceless Haven though. Bill says Double Haven. Oh, oh, and a Torbrand. Ooh, shoot, 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 shoot. I need that. We can bring a couple things back here. We can get the 6 with the dance. We'll be in a good spot. And I would still let Fireblade hit a cleave, sadly. Oh, yes. Yes. Super nice. Top 1,000 there, my friends. Super, super nice. All right. Let's keep going here. 4-color Doom. All right. So we've seen 2 best of 1s. I think the best of 3 is going to go long. So we'll do one more best of 1 here today. Because the deck doesn't really change too much. And we can cover off on that again as well. But we'll see here. Nose for it. Ooh, good. I'm good with this too. Let's see here. We don't have a ton of direct kill though. But that's okay. We have a double thin. Ooh, there you go. We need the whites. What do we want to get rid of here? We can get rid of a clear water. Or try them. Let's do this. So ideally we can lock things in here, hopefully. We'll see. We'll go grab that. We'll grab something else. Probably another black. So we have the white there if we need it. So the thing is, they might have Gem Razor. If they do, so we're going into full control, so we can flip an Omen if we need to too. Actually, I'll wait on that. So Gem Razor on Stone Coil is going to be painful. Oh, I can live with that. I can live with that, my friends. So we'll go grab a white. And then I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to do that. Resolve. Ooh, there we go. Reload. We'll wait on that. There we go. Ooh, unfortunate. Good news is we can look at their hand, and that is gone. Next, we will, what do we want to do? Take that guy off. Pull, there we go. Oh, shut down best of one today, my friends, going into the top 1,000. Absolutely beautiful. Very, very nice there. So we see how that dominated a late game deck. We saw how it dominated the early game decks. Super, super awesome. We got our tacticians. Let's claim this. I need to go ahead and knock out the standard shakeup. Let's go ahead and check out this deck again. I'll cover off on the best of 3 stuff quickly. Wanted to get through the best of 1. That first match was just very long, and if I go best of 3, as much as I would love to play for another 45 minutes for you guys here today, I do not have time, sadly. So let's go ahead. Andrea Minucci's 4-color Doom deck. Super, super nasty. I think you could throw Fabled, Banish into Fable in this too, my friends, and this thing would get wicked, absolutely wicked. I would throw them. I'd throw 1 or 2 in the sideboard, honestly. So very, very fun deck. We saw a lot of movement here in best of 1 today. We clean swept it with a 3-0, and then best of 3. You know, we didn't get to that today. We ran out of time. But looking forward to playing this more. Maybe this is what I'll run this week on Twitch and something like that, so you guys can tune in and check that out. So with that, where does this sit in the meta? Very strong. Like I've said, I think Doom decks have been waiting. I think it's mid tier 2, higher than that potentially, towards the top. So middle and up. Very, very strong. Certainly we're able to lock in on that early game and do a lot of stuff and get to where we needed to. We ran hot, which was nice, as always, particularly in best of 1 too with this, which was pretty sweet. So I'm happy we could capture it here for you guys today. Best of 3, where's this sit? I would tell you probably similar. You know, honestly, I was a little nervous against the Sultai deck, but we were able to outlast them. We just got more draw. We got some other abilities in this, ability to pull things back. And then obviously in the sideboard there, you just move in some of those counter spells and you'll be looking pretty good. So certainly probably a similar spot, I would say, for the best of 3 there today. You guys can absolutely check out the beginning of this video and the timestamps to see how I talked about some of the lineups for the best of 3 match between the aggro, mid-range, and late game. Certainly we saw this deck really excel against some of those aggro decks. It's got a lot of nice tricks to it, and a lot of value that you can build up with this deck too. So loved it, absolutely killed it today. Very, very happy with the results. So you guys, with that said, appreciate your support as always, my friends. Feel free to flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. If you say, hey, Mythras cracked top 1,000, that's great. Appreciate it as always too. Feel free to check out the details down below, you guys. Lots of great ways to support the channel. I always appreciate that. Great ways for us to interact by becoming a YouTube member or patron or Patreon or whatever. So much appreciated. So Planeswalkers, you stay safe. Stay tuned. We got a lot of things coming your way. You guys can check out a lot of the other top decks and the weekly meta series. So like I said, it was cropping up. This is perfect timing for this deck. So stay tuned because we'll probably see a lot more of it. So take care, Planeswalkers. Have a good one. Mythras out.